Hello, off the record. This is Judah
And Gabe.
with Comics Stacked. Today, we're going to be talking about our little small stack of comics this week. We don't have quite as big a stack as we did last week, but we
No,
still have some really fun stuff to dig into.
definitely.
And I know there's a big comic that came out this week, DCKO number 3. We will talk about that, not on this episode, but plugging a future episode with Kirk also involved. We're going to do a DCK episode. I think it's going to either come
I'm
out
pumped.
on Saturday or late next week sometime.
Yeah.
It depend on the editing and stuff. But this week we had a whole bunch of fun stuff, including I think Gabe's first foray into Action Comics.
Yes.
So would you like to give credits for the issue and then your thoughts?
So we had Superman Action Comics number 1094.
It's a great issue number,
Its kind of subtitle is Our Superboy at War.
which is pretty great.
So it's a Superboy issue and war.
I mean,
There.
two concepts.
Yeah.
Love both of them.
Credits for writer, we've got Mark Waid. And artist is, I'm probably going to butcher this, but it's Patricio Del Pecci.
Whose art in this is, he's a fill-in
good.
artist, yeah,
Yeah.
for Skylar Patridge, and his art in this is surprisingly good. Gives me like Chris Samney vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. So what do you think about Superboy in this Action Comics era?
Yeah.
Just jumping right into it.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not usually a super big like Superman and super fan. And so especially not when I heard it's just Superboy, like it's not even Superman. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
Yeah,
It was good.
it was very well
Like
done.
it was well written, engaging story. Just it was like I could read a comic about Superboy now. Like I could read a run about Superboy maybe.
Yeah,
If it was written like this.
it is for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think that in my experience with this, I've been reading this run, which started I think in July, and it's been all right. It's been middling. I think this is the first standout issue to me. I think this
Right.
is like the best issue of this run so far. I think Del Pecci's art is great, and I think that Wade's writing is probably the best it's been in of any of the books of his that I'm reading right now, if I'm frank. And it just kind of gets me invested for what's coming up with, especially in Action Comics, and seeing this Superboy and how they resolve his story in his time and how they're gonna do coming up. Spoilers for solicits. They're gonna do his time travel story with Booster Gold in Next Level. But I really like this. This is like a 9 out of 10 for me. This is the best issue I think of Action Comics by Mark Waid so far. So you have out of 10. That's a 4.5 stars for me.
Out of 5.
Yeah, out of 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I put it as 4 stars out of 5.
Yeah.
Definitely like probably an 8.3 out of 10.
Yeah, give it a unique decimal number.
Like it's not just an 8. Yeah, it's a little bit above.
Yeah, and I love the references to both Robert Queen, who is Oliver Queen's dad, and then Silas Stone, who is Cyborg's dad.
Right.
We got like two dads referenced in there, and there's a whole bunch of other references. I don't think I've ever heard of the fictional country they go to in this one. And again, just great character writing, great concept for an issue, and it's really fun, and I can't wait to see more.
Yeah.
Moving on, we picked up The Amazing Spider-Man Torn. Both of us picked this one
Yes.
up. This is number 4 from writer J. Michael Straczynski and artist Pere Perez. Pere Perez's art, I think, is fantastic in this.
Yeah.
And J. Michael Straczynski, I like the story. I think my thoughts on all of the issues will be colored by how it finishes.
Yeah.
But
that's for sure.
I mean, for the most part, I enjoyed it. There was a sequence of panels, like these 2-page panels, where the demon lady is just sitting down and then he throws something at her, it bounces off, and then you see him gradually go over there. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was kind of middling, in my opinion, which this whole series has kind of been middling, but that's good for Marvel standards today. So, there's that. But those are my thoughts, Gabe. What do you think of this issue?
Yeah. My thoughts might be a little bit colored based off of how the previous issues in this little run have been. I think this was one of the better ones we've seen.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed the action that was in there. There was a lot of dynamic between Norman and Harry Osborn and kind of their whole thing and that falling out that makes me curious as as the side plot, especially because I think there's only one more in this miniseries.
There is.
How they're going to resolve that so soon and hopefully well.
Yeah.
I think my only negative criticism I have is that there wasn't any continuation of the MJ Gwen
Stuff.
subplot.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of been hinted at through covers and just throughout the whole thing, that part of the torn is that he's torn between these two love interests.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, just like let's make
yeah.
like that's a subplot I care about, okay? It's not, let's not make it all about demon girl space invasion.
Which is interesting, admittedly.
It is interesting.
It's a Spider-Man conflict. Where's my Peter Parker conflict, you know?
Yeah, it's like I need like, is my Peter Parker conflict just that he didn't take photos?
Yeah, that's my Peter Parker
like
conflict
he got
for the week.
screamed at by Jameson and he's failing German.
I mean, valid life experience right there.
Like, okay, but give me some love interest. Like, come on.
Yeah, this is the drama I care about. Yeah.
But as for the action stuff and all of that, I'm pretty sure I gave it like a 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10.
Good action, good. Yeah, I would agree. Just a standard flat 8 out of 10 though. Good action, great art, good read.
Good read, yeah, and enjoyable and fun. Now, I got Aquaman number 15. This 13. Is a number 13. Don't let me get ahead of myself. Yes. Number 15
is a fun one.
Yeah, 15 is when they're going to rename it to Emperor Aquaman. I'm excited for that. This is 13. I'm a little less ecstatic about this issue. But we give credits. So we have cover art from John Timms and written by Jeremy Adams with art from Daniel Bayliss. Again, this is another fill-in artist. Daniel Bayliss is doing a fantastic job on the art here. He does it pretty good given like a story that I enjoyed 66% of. And the 66% of the story that I enjoyed is really the cutaway to Aquaman explaining his basically why he didn't win his DCKO round. Spoilers for DCKO number 3. Again, we're going to talk about it. We're going to plug it again.
Yeah.
Yes. It's great. Go buy it, go read it, all that stuff.
But also that shouldn't be much of a surprise to anyone who looked at the bracket.
Yeah. That Aquaman lost. It should not be. But yeah, I really liked it. I really liked the and Princess Andrina stuff where like we've been building up that she may be like, I think it's a red herring, but we're building up that she may be whatever the dark tide is, right? And we're building up kind of her character in a really interesting and nice way. And her like bringing together the kingdoms and stuff is great. And then I am utterly confused by how Mera just returns. She's been gone since issue 1 and presumed dead. And now she's just back. And how? You know what I mean? So that lacks explaining and needs more depth, in my opinion. But this is not... The art is good. This is not one of the best written issues of this run. And I was kind of sad that this is like your introductory issue to the Jeremy Adams Aquaman run. Because there's a lot of really good stuff in here. And in this one, it's kind of I think it's the worst one of the run so far. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts on it? I'm interested.
I actually enjoyed it a lot. I mean, I could see a lot of, your complaints, and I agree it was kind of a middling issue. I would say, like, on a rating scale, maybe a 3.75 out of 5 type area.
Yeah.
But it was still interesting, and there was a lot of stuff going on that I could see, especially if, say, Aquaman were a part of it. I'd be interested in it,
The Aquaman book would be good if he was.
Obviously, it makes sense that he's not because he's in DCKO, and so it's still kind of cool to see these side characters that I haven't really experienced or heard of much, and see them interact. And the writing was good. I enjoyed the flashback kind of idea. That was fun. Good. It was really adorable. And then the whole big thing where you see this girl, she goes up to this statue of her mother, and maybe this is spoilers, I don't know enough about Aquaman to know if it is. She goes up and she's like, the then scene is like, oh, the statue, and then the now scene, it's broken, and you're like, oh, dang.
Yeah,
like, I don't even know the importance of that statue, but I know at least from an emotional perspective.
Yeah, that's devastating.
That's devastating.
Yeah.
And so it was definitely really interesting, and I'm looking forward to reading the next one next month.
I am as well. It was overall 3.5. Like, it's not a bad comic by any means. Again, it's just kind of middling, but it's not like it hasn't didn't reach the standards of good slash great that I've been expecting from this Aquaman series based off of prior issues I've read. But yeah, about 3.5, 3.75. It's a solid issue. Aquaman number 13. Again, tying to DCKO. There's a lot of context with that. So,
Yep.
maybe pick it up, maybe don't. We'll see. That's up to you. Okay. Now, we did not have a lot to pick up this week.
No.
Again, small
Light
stack.
week.
So we are 3 comics in, and we are already on our classic issue for the week.
Yes.
So would you like to introduce our classic issue for the week?
First, I just want to remind everybody, since we've got a shorter episode, might as well do it earlier.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit the bell button, because I know notifications are weird in YouTube, and we release a lot of videos that aren't just, Judah and I comic stack. It's you got to listen to the ones that have Kirk in it. He makes it fun. He makes it engaging. Talk about a variety of things. We've got Star Trek, DC,
some Marvel stuff in the pipeline. Yeah,
just some for fun things too, where we're like, this is a cool thing. We want to talk about it. So make sure you tune into those. Comment your polls for this week as well.
And your thoughts on the comics you read. Yeah.
And if you have any recommendations, we're looking ahead to the next couple months. We've got some light weeks.
We do.
And so we could use some more
independent
recommendations, especially if it's a good, solid independent work. We want to get some of those in, get some representation for independent writers. We really like to support that type of environment. But yeah, I'll get into the classic comic, which it's an Amalgam comic. It's a facsimile of an Amalgam comic, which is kind of the DC Marvel combined mashup universe. Not crossover, mashup.
There's a difference.
And I'll get into the creators. You've got writers Carl Kessel and Roger Stern.
Yeah.
With the, I guess, penciler.
Artist.
Because we're back in fancy in the old days. The artist. Jose Landron, I think.
Landro. Jose Landro.
Yep.
Yeah. His art in this is really fun.
Yes.
I really enjoy the way that he combines all these characters, and the designs for them are really fun.
Yeah.
They are very fun. I think this is a very humorous issue, just trying to give you an idea of what it would look like if you combine at the time of this issue, I believe the current Spider-Man was Ben Reilly, the clone of Spider-Man. So combining the clone of Spider-Man with the just announced, this is during Reign of the Superman when this was published, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So the just announced clone of Superboy is kind of a fantastic idea.
It's just clones.
Yeah, and it's just clones, and they worked so well, amalgam together, I guess you could say. And then we have fun villains. Your favorite villain is right on the front page. You remember his name?
Oh, yes. Skavulture.
He's the greatest villain of all time. Yeah, he's a fan favorite. And I love kind of the gag of this issue, which is he resets the timeline every time he does something.
It's like and it's not even his fault, really.
It's not even his fault. It just happens. And you get a whole new cast of characters. It's this is a really just fun issue.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something serious, this is not really a serious classic issue. This is not really this is just kind of a whole bunch of fun. People are having fun.
It's the thing to kind of take the stress off, lightweight type of deal where you're like, okay, we just read a couple serious things. This one's just fun. Yeah. You go from your DCKO number 3 where,
crazy stuff happens.
Spoilers, people fight.
That's crazy.
And you can go into Spider-Boy team up and you're like, what is happening? This is crazy and cool.
Yeah. And in Spider-Boy team up, we get introduced to the most creatively named Legion of Galactic Guardians in 2099.
Yep.
Which is a mashup of the Legion of Superheroes, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the entirety of Spider-Man's 2099 universe.
Yep.
And it's a lot. And there are a lot of characters. And there are a bunch of characters that appear on one panel. And there are some very interesting ones. And they get reset every time we reboot the timeline, which is great. Until we finally get a Spider-Boy in the 2099s, who is a nice play on Spider-Man Miguel O'Hara, but is Spider-Boy 2099. It was kind of fun.
Right.
And yeah, this issue is just fun. This is just a fun issue. It's a Amalgam one. If you're gonna
Yeah.
pick it up, I would recommend picking up all of the
I
Amalgam
recommend it.
too.
Yeah.
It's very fun. It's like 6.5, 7 out of 10, but it's just a fun issue.
Yeah.
So it's not like something to be taken gravely
Exactly.
seriously. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 2 ratings actually, because this is something that I kind of do with old comics generally. Is if you're rating it in the context of modern comics, it probably only gets about a 3.5 out of
Most of
five.
the time.
But that's just because the writing style is different. We, as modern comic readers, we're used to a different style of comic. We want a different style of comic, and so the older comics aren't usually fit that style. But for old comics, this is like a 4.5 out of 5. If you compare it from just comics of its day and age, this is a fire comic. I would
Yeah.
recommend picking it up, if not just to get the experience. Like, there's
Yeah.
something about reading an old comic,
That's just
you
fun.
know, like
Yeah.
whether it be this or
Brave and the Bold from last week.
right, Brave and the Bold, or even some like old Uncanny X-Men's or
Things like that.
things like that, where
Yeah.
it's just a fun blast from the past type of
Yeah.
deal.
It is quite a blast from the
Definitely
past.
a blast.
And we did have fun reading this.
Yeah.
All right. Looking forward to next week. Again, leave your comment down below
Yes.
with the comics you read this week and your thoughts on them. And also give us your polls for next week.
Yes,
Again,
we do need, especially if you have polls for next week, tell us now, because we need more comics to talk about.
We do, because we are about to preview what we're going to talk about next
Yes.
week. And I have 4 new issues, and we'll throw in a classic issue in there
Yes.
as well. So we'll have 5. Just one more
Exactly
than we had this
5
week.
issues.
So right now, we are going to pick up DCKO Green Lantern Galactic Slam #1,
That's going to be interesting.
which I'm excited for, because we saw spoilers for DCKO, I guess, #3, which we will talk about more in depth. We saw 2 Green Lanterns in that, so that means this is going to focus on my 2 favorite Green Lanterns, who are Kyle Rayner and John Stewart,
Right.
which I'm excited about. And seeing what they're getting up to while Earth is becoming, again, spoilers for DCKO, apocalyptian.
Right. Well, we kind of knew that from previous DCKOs.
Yeah.
So read the previous DCKOs.
Yes, do
it.
It's a great series. Highly recommend. Best DC.
And watch our videos on it.
Yeah, and watch our videos on them. Best DC event of this decade,
Yeah,
if
easily.
not this century. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next we have Hulk Smashes Everything #2 from Marvel Comics. This is just a whole bunch of fun. Hulk's gonna smash some dinosaurs. We're all here for it. I'm liking this series because it's nice and refreshing to have some classic Hulk while still, keeping up with the Infernal Hulk and all the crazy world-ending stuff going on in that book. And then another Marvel. This is a rarity.
Yeah.
Having 2 Marvels,
2 Marvels
in
in
1
1 week.
The Inglorious X-Force #1.
Ooh.
Which will combine a bunch of characters that look really cool in design and have no substance on one team. So if it's well written, it's going to be great. If it's not, it's not.
Yeah.
We have Cable, Archangel, Helverine, and I think Boom Boom. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That is our team. And I'm excited.
Yeah, this is one we're trying out this week. And so we're fingers crossed Marvel gives us, for once, a good story.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case, we come back next week and we say it was the worst thing we've ever read and we never read it any more of it again.
Yeah, and the worst case scenario is we just have some cool art of some characters that look really cool.
Hopefully.
And don't do anything very cool.
Yeah.
And then lastly for next week, we got the Titans #31 DCKO tie-in. And this is Earth/Stand. And I'm excited to find out what's going to happen as Earth finally is turned into apocalypse. So that's some previews we have for next week. Again, give us your polls. We'll see if we can get them from the comic shop. And yeah, that's really all we have for this video today, unless Gabe has any additional thoughts or...
No.
Okay.
I mean, just please give us more comics to read.
Exactly. And again, leave a like, subscribe. We know that we have 55 listeners that are not subscribed, that regularly listen to this show. If that is you, please check if you're subscribed. And with that being said, thank you for listening. God bless. Good morning, good evening, and good night. We here at Comic Stack are saying goodbye to Off the Record. Ciao.
Bye.